That is a massive result for Liverpool in an incredibly tough game. You don't see Arsenal lose at the Emirates that often. They usually are really good at the Emirates. The only time I can think of them losing there this season is they lost to Chelsea right at the start of the season, but they were in really poor form back then, and they lost to City on New Year's Day. Other than that, I can't think of a time this season when Arsenal have lost at the Emirates, other than when we beat them in the League Cup as well. Yeah, it wasn't a good performance at all by Liverpool in the first half. They really struggled to create any clear-cut chances. The closest we came to scoring was Virgil van Dijk header from a corner about 2 minutes in that Ramsdale saved with relative ease. Yeah, first half Arsenal were the better side, but again they didn't really create anything that you would say was something they should be really scoring. In fact, the only real chance Arsenal had all game, there was two in the second half. One when it was 0-0 right at the start of the half. Odegaard had a chance from a horrendous Thiago back pass, which Lacazette intercepted and laid off to him. But Alisson did really well to get an arm to it and flick it over the bar. Really good goalkeeping. And the other one was a pass to Martinelli where he opened his body up and killed it just round the post. So quite close to scoring, but not close enough. The two goals for Liverpool, the first one came when Arsenal were really on top. Diogo Jota took it. It was just after Thiago had made the worst pass of the game. He probably made arguably the best. Really good ball to play through Jota, and Jota hits it with his left foot. And I was thinking, don't shoot, because it's on his left foot and it's not the nicest angle ever. And he's hit it low and hard into the near post. And Aaron Ramsdale has got to have that covered. He should not be letting that in at all. Yeah, poor goalkeeping from Ramsdale there. I like Ramsdale though. I think he's probably top five goalkeepers in the league right now, along with Mendy, Alisson, Ederson, and just looking down the table, maybe Jose Sarr, De Gea, and Martinez as well. But yeah, he's a very good goalkeeper, and it was an out of character error. And then straight after that, Klopp had already decided he was making the subs because it wasn't going well for Liverpool before the goal, and brought on Salah and Firmino. And Firmino, when he came on, Jesus Christ, that was some performance for the last 35 minutes of the game. He it was just an amazing performance. I can't say anything else, to be honest. In instant impact as soon as he came on the pitch. Nearly set up a goal for Salah, but it got blocked, and then fell to Mane on the left, and he played it to Firmino, and Firmino did really well to put Mane's cross into the back of the net, because Ramsdale is literally centimetres away from him. So if he puts too much on it, Ramsdale saves it, but if he doesn't put enough on it, he doesn't make enough contact and it goes wide. But he did well to finish it. It was very similar to a chance that Bernardo Silva had against Crystal Palace the other night. Not the one where he took a heavy touch when he should have just shot first time, but the one where Grealish squared it to him and he didn't get enough on it and put it wide. So it was a good finish by Firmino, but it was just the amount of times that Firmino would win the ball off Thomas Partey or Granit Xhaka and then instantly start an attack with Salah and Mane. Second half, Thomas Partey looked like an average footballer. First half, he looked like a very good footballer, and I think I put that partly down to Firmino just constantly making him work harder, because that with Jota, you don't get that as much. He's still a very good player, but just a different type of player. And I think this was the first time this season that we've seen the 11 on the pitch of Alisson, Alexander-Arnold, Matip, Van Dijk, Robertson, Fabinho, Henderson, Thiago, Salah, Firmino, Mane, which for me is Liverpool's best 11. I know Diaz has been very good recently and Jota's been very good throughout this season, but Firmino is the one who makes everything tick, I still think, and it is my favourite 11. It's pretty much the same starting 11 that won Liverpool the Champions League and Premier League, except Thiago's in for Wijnaldum. So that's not a massive change, is it? They're two similar-ish players at a similar level, in my opinion. A lot of people will say Thiago's a lot better. I personally think Wijnaldum was a very overlooked player whilst he was at Liverpool, never got the credit he deserved. But Arsenal, though, it's still a game that shows, whilst they have improved massively this season, there is still, room to improve. I thought that they were partially unlucky not to get anything out of this game, because they were the better side in the first half, and still created a couple of chances in the second half. I thought that they struggled a bit when Odegaard came off. I know Smith Rowe's a really good player, and Smith Rowe's probably very unfortunate not to be getting in Arsenal's starting 11 right now. I think he's their top scorer this season, which is incredible considering that he's played far from every minute for them. But I think Odegaard in recent weeks especially has shown that he is the real playmaker in this Arsenal team. And once he came off, that they started to struggle a little bit as well. Man of the match was given to Joel Matip, but for me, it's got to go to Firmino, the way he changed the game when he came on the pitch. Just a great win for Liverpool, because this was always going to be a tricky fixture, because I think besides from Liverpool, Arsenal are the most informed team in the top 5 leagues of Europe right now, I think I'm correct in saying. Which, I mean, it's not very often the two best informed teams in Europe play against each other. This will be, a massive confidence booster going into the Man City game. I know it's still like 3 weeks away, I think. How long away is it? 10th of April, so yeah, still 3.5 weeks away yet. But yeah, I'm still really nervous for that game. It's going to be a massive game. I think both teams have got one more Premier League game up until then, which is, the week before, because obviously there's FA Cup this weekend and then it's the international break. So yeah, I mean, what a title race this is going to be. It's very rare at this stage in the season. The title is in both teams' hands, because if Liverpool win every game, they win the league. If Man City win every game, they win the league. And if Man City win every game but draw the Liverpool game, they win the league still. So yeah, Liverpool do need a win at the Etihad. So that'll be a massive game. And I'm excited for it, but I'm also absolutely nervous for it as well. So yeah. And in the other games today, obviously Tottenham have beaten Brighton, Chelsea have beaten Lille, which, I mean, you'd expect. But the shock for me was Villarreal beat Juventus 3-0. I gave Villarreal a chance in this game, but I didn't think they'd win it by this margin. So that means the last state in the Champions League is now, what is it? It is Real Madrid, Man City, Liverpool, Bayern Munich, Atletico Madrid, Benfica, Villarreal, and Chelsea. So yeah, that's a lot of good teams. I think the only real world class, like if we're talking best in the world team who isn't in there, is probably PSG. But I mean, you can probably make an argument that they're not um, a world class team because they're a team of individuals partly. But yeah, anyway, Liverpool have kept the pressure up on City. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.